Ruby, Bella, Gordon, and obviously Jeannie were either presumed or confirmed dead.
Yes.
For all of the producers, how many of these people and/or demons could possibly be coming back this season? Resurrection of some sort.
Anyone can be coming back at any time on our show.
But I'd also say not many. Throw it to the guys.
Ben?
I totally missed that question. I got a note. Go on, ask it again.
We had some great actresses last season that we were very, very sad to see go. And we have a new storyline that we're unfolding for season 4. And Eric will beat me about the Head and Shoulders if I tell you too much about it. So
I will.
He threw the question to me as a test, more or less, because there's not much I can really say about it. But there are, listen, dead people come back all the time on the show. Yeah.
Death is a permeable membrane on this show, it's true.
For sure, yeah.
And for Ben, Sera, and Eric, everybody knows that there was a months-long writer's strike last season. How did that affect the arc of the stories you were trying to tell in changing things up?
I think it actually, in some ways, had a pretty good effect. The ending of the season kind of, it became very concise because it had to go from A to B to C. It just became a very lean machine. I think that was good. And then, the writer's strike was an effective political action. That was good too.
So there were no stories that you had to sort of scuttle?
We had to, we were going to delve more deeply in season 3 into their mother, because we set it up in the beginning of the season and they never paid it off. We were going to delve a little deeper into Sam's journey and sort of where he's going and sort of the flirtation to use these abilities that were kind of growing inside him. These are all becoming, primary concerns in season 4. We're going to see Mary and John as younger. I think it's 20 and Mary's 18 as soon as episode 4. So really getting into the storylines that we had to drop because we sort of, the storyline that seemed the one that we had to answer was Dean's deal and whether he went to hell. So we kind of put everything else on the back burner until we were able to address that, and then we'll get into the other stuff in season 4.
I'm excited! Woo!
And Eric, you once said that you would be quite happy for the show to run 5 seasons.
Yeah.
As we go into season 4, do you still feel that way?
Yeah. And actually my bosses are in the room, so I want to do it forever. It's better to go out on top. I'm really afraid of jumping the shark. That's like a huge fear of mine. I've made this joke before, but I don't want Hawaiian weddings and Raven singing and the whole we're in London now, hilarious, and just all that shark jumping. And better to go out on top and strong. And this a story like this is so epic and has. It wants to have an ending where you can walk away kind of satisfied and smoke a cigarette rather than just dragging off into an inevitable slide into mediocrity, and I want to try to avoid that if we can.
And the rest of you also going to be nodding along with that. You agree?
Whatever Eric says. Jensen?
I'm barely keeping the circus contained up here. Sera and Ben, tell me about some of the favorite episodes that you've written this season.
Written over this season I wrote...
The past season.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Because I wrote one, that's my favorite. Actually, the one I just finished is a really interesting, it's one of my favorites, but I think right now, I like Ghostfacers.
Who came up with that idea?
Pardon me?
Who came up with Ghost Racers?
Well, actually I came in and said kind of like, I think we should do the Blair Witch sort of video kind of Ghost Hunters thing. And Eric was behind it. So then we just had to sit down and make it all up. I think they were going to be the Boo Boys for a while. Right?
What were the Boys and Boo?
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. And for the record, that was like I was like, well, we could call them the Boys and Boo. And then Ben's like, don't be an idiot. And for the record, when Ben pitched it, I just want to be clear about this. When he came in and he's like, so I want to do this episode, and they're called the Ghost Racers, and they have this theme song, and here's the song. And then he sang Bob Singer and I the entire song. Like he worked up. He's like, I'm gonna come up with a pitch and lyrics, and like we're like, love it. And I think it was the song that actually sold us.
Well, that's good to know. I'll put a song in every episode. Fish sings. Can it come? If the fish sings, can it come?
Oh. He wants, okay. Ben keeps pitching this episode about this wishing fish. It's like this fish that you hold in your hands and makes your wishes come true, and he goes, and every time it's time to pitch an episode, he's like, so, okay, here's how the wishing fish can work. Every effing time. And we're like, maybe, it's like every time Charles Manson comes up for parole, we're always like,
He's always going to be a Croy this time, remember? I will get that fish.
Sera, did you have a favorite from the past season that you wrote?
This is my least favorite question. But, well, it's one of my least favorite.
It was Eric's question.
I'm a big fan of Justin Bellow. First and foremost, because I think you two did such a tremendous job, both of you. And you know, when you write a show that takes place primarily in one location, and you write like 6-page scenes where people are talking, there's a lot of potential for it to suck, and for it to be all the writer's fault. And when it goes well, it's because the director was awesome and the writers were awesome. And the director was awesome and the actors were awesome. Because they were awesome, and Phil Soprisha was awesome, and you know, everyone on the set really did a great job. And you know, it was one of those things where the hammer was over our head, and we were about to go on strike. And Eric came to me and said, I know you want to do an episode about what happens when you're dreaming, but I want you to do this episode about cops instead. I was like, I don't really want to do an episode about cops instead. But it turned out to be really fun and cool. So, you know, a little out of my wheelhouse is the way to go, I think.